so to speak, is that these two demons have used the lexicon of a fringe group of Black Americans, and they have mentioned the words FBA and Tether. That is correct. That's the reason why it's gone viral. Now, for those of you who don't know, FBA is a moniker that stands for Foundational Black American. It's tantamount to ADOS, African Descendants of Slaves, Black American, Black, African American, the list goes on. We've had many names, colored, the list goes on. That's what it means. This is the new word that, people are calling themselves now. And then Tether is nothing more than, tantamount to Sambo soldier, a coon who is foreign born. Now, in this video, it's hilarious to me. I'm going to explain to you why. But in this video, you have Tucker Carlson. They're talking about Byron Donalds, and Fishback is like, hey, it was made aware to me that Byron, doesn't even have a lineage that is a descendants of slave.
Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I find it hilarious that he's calling me, racist for saying that he's a slave, but he doesn't have any lineage of slavery, in his family. So that's what this is all about. Now, Fishback also says that, hey, these people are absolutely American, right? And Tucker Carlson's going, yes, absolutely. I love these guys. I love this Tariq Nasheed guy and everything. They're really good. They're real fun.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
You've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
I mean, they're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is.
I don't know what to say, but let me just be clear. This is not the flex that many people are making it to be. And I think this is emblematic of why we can't have nice things, all right? This is why we can't have nice things. Because people are following an FBI agent who is primary focus is to cause division. The individual, the FBI agent, according to court documents, I'm not saying it, but according to court documents, this alleged FBI agent has already told people, don't expect reparations, don't expect any tangibles, don't expect anything from this moniker of FBA.
Damn.
That it's nothing more than denoting the lineage. That's it. And when you see Tweedledum and Tweedledee, these two demons, and they are demons, because they're big upping these people for mentioning, FBA and Tether and like, oh, we've made it. I saw one post where this person actually said that. It was like, Negro, we made it. We did it. And this is why we can't have nice things, because instead of actually wanting empowerment, instead of actually wanting freedom, there is a group of these Black Americans who are nothing more than Sambo soldiers themselves, but they have managed to do mental gymnastics to try and act as if they're for Black empowerment, and they're about the Black people, okay? We really about Black people and everything. But in all actuality, they're nothing more than, Sambo soldiers.
He's out of line, but he's right.
They want a pat on the head. That's what they want. They want acknowledgement.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated.
Instead of actual policy legislation, they want acknowledgement. And this is where we are. This is why we get, because they constantly want to complain about Democrats, right? The hustle is they're not for Republicans, but all the criticism is levied against Democrats. Bro, that's COINTELPRO. What are we talking about? A lot of these Negroes have already gotten the $7K check from Israel. We already know that.
Oh.
But that's what they're doing. Oh, the Democrats this and the Democrat that and the Democrat this. And it's like, I don't get me wrong. The whole kente cloth with Nancy Pelosi, that's foolishness. But this is literally the same thing. This is a Fishback and Tucker Carlson talking about FBA. I like those guys. And yeah, they're American. This is the same thing as Hillary Clinton and the hot sauce. All right. And to further prove my point, you have Fishback who's talking about the biggest issue with the country right now is the great replacement and anti-white racism.
I'm here with James Fishback. He is a candidate running for Florida governor. James, what's something that is such a big issue in America that Republican politicians won't talk about?
The Great Replacement and white genocide, they're both real, and I'm running for Florida governor to stop it. It should not be this hard for Americans to exist in their own country. The entire premise of my campaign is that Florida is our home, America is our birthright, and we can never let them steal it from us.
And do I need to say anything about Tucker Carlson? Do I at this point? But what you need to realize is that they know that these Negroes just want a pat in the head. They know that they don't really want reparations. They don't care about reparations. They don't care about, police reform. They don't care about any of that. They don't care about black women dying in the hospital. What they want is a pat on the head. They want, to be seen in the eyes of massa that, hey, y'all not like them people over there. You know that, right? You're special, okay? They want to be house Negroes.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made.
That's what they want to be. They want to be house Negroes. And that is what happened. That is case in point what has happened. The same group of people who constantly talking about, oh, they ain't never done nothing for us, are the same group of people who tell you to sit on the couch. Hashtag sit on the couch. These are the same group of people who don't know who the representatives are, don't know who represents them in Congress, much less the House or the Senate, don't know how basic civics, but they want to tell you, hashtag cut the check. These are the same group of people that will attend a reparations rally with no one in any position of power attending the reparations rally.
Are you retarded?
What are y'all doing? Who has given you this false sense of, black power or whatever? Because all it is nothing more than whitewash, white supremacy. That's all that is. I want people to understand that. This is, in a nutshell, white supremacy. Because if there is no action, and I've said this before, right? There is no leader. Oh, it's a lineage. Look at it, the lineage. I hear you. That's great, boo-boo. But we've been had a lineage, okay? There is no special moniker or name that makes us get reparations, fam. Upon you identify as African American versus FBA versus ADOS, there is no magical fairy that goes, here's your reparations. That's not how that works. I don't care what you call me as long as the check cashes, okay? As long as the check clears. I don't care what you call me as long as you give me what is owed to me. That's not where the mindset is. These mofos just want acknowledgement. They want delineation. Okay, delineate. I ain't got a problem with that, but where does that get me? What policy does that get me? What legislation are we looking at? What bills are we looking at? Huh? Nothing, right? Because as I said, there is no leader. So there's no leader, there's no game plan. So what you have is chaos. Because there is no code of ethics. There is no code. And I find it hilarious that the group of people constantly want to talk about, oh, you off code and this code and that code. It's like, if there is no enforcement of the code, then there is no code, fam. This is the same thing we had with Ann Coulter. Y'all remember when Ann Coulter mentioned the name that shall not be mentioned, the FBA? They were all up on Ann Coulter.
So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves, you've taken away the whole purpose of this.
Y'all don't want anything. Y'all are, getting shoulder to shoulder with these people who despise you. Tucker Carlson, was just at the White House with a whole bunch of oil execs. Do you think Tucker Carlson cares about reparations? Huh? Do you think Tucker Carlson cares about police reform? Do you think Tucker Carlson cares about what's going on in Chicago or any type of black lived experience? No. Do you think James Fishback cares about what? Because he says it in the conversation. Oh, they're just trying to latch on to the struggles of these people.
But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too, you're not. And that's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether.
What struggles do you know of Black American people, huh? Do you think this fool cares about black Americans, FBA or whatever? No, he is using these group of people to incite and foment hatred for Byron Donalds. That's all he's doing. He is trying to win an election. So if he can get these useful idiots, which is what they are, to side with him, then that's a good thing for him. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about them, but he's willing to utilize them for his empowerment. So until Negroes, until black people, black Americans, ADOS, FBA, whatever y'all want to call yourselves, until y'all stop wanting a pat on the head and acknowledgement from these demons, from this lineage of evil, we ain't gonna get anywhere. This is why we are where we are right now, because we are as a group politically dumb. And you can't say, nuh-uh, Lucas, because that's how we are treated. You get treated how you allow someone to treat you. And how we have been treated is like hoes. It's as simple as that. That's what it is. They don't offer you anything. They don't promise you anything, but then you vote again. And then you say, well, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm going to vote for the other guy. And the other guy doesn't like you at all. But instead of holding their feet to the fire, instead of being educated in the political system, instead of being educated in this game, because we can be educated in all other games, football, UFC, soccer, baseball, basketball. This is the one game that determines all those other games, bruh. But this is the one game that seems that we are systematically forced out of. We have been told, hey, don't worry about it. It's all rigged. Don't worry about it. It's all, there's nothing you can do. It's all rigged. Instead of you knowing a basketball player's name, why don't you know a congressperson's name? Huh? Instead of knowing the stats for LeBron versus Jordan or Curry versus LeBron or whatever, why don't you know the stats of some representatives? But they don't want you to know that, because once we start educating ourselves on, wait, who is this person? Who's funding them? How do they get that money? What's this shell company over here? Once we start doing our due diligence here, then we become a problem. And we are the only group of people that has been a problem to these races. Everyone else kowtows. Asians, Indians, Latinos, even African immigrants, okay? The tethers, as they want to say. But we are the only group of people who are like, nah, that's some BS. I ain't doing that. So what happens? How do we silence these group of people? How do we domesticate these group of people so they don't see us as a threat? Simple. Make them feel inferior. That's what they do. And the only way that they can feel inferior, or the only way that they can overcome that inferiority, is via our approval.
And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is.
Nigga, please.
This is mental warfare, okay, mind you. This is mental warfare. The moment in time you got more hatred and animosity and disdain for an African immigrant than Tucker Carlson and James Fishback, you've lost the plot, okay? That's how I know you really are a black American, because I can tell that your brain has been conditioned. You have been conditioned for your own self-destruction, because that is a self-destructive mindset to have, where you big up a racist because, I don't know, they talk like you. I've seen this happen before, where you'll have a white person or a non-black person dressed like you and be like, oh yeah, you welcome to the cookout. Oh, or they dance, right? They can do a dance or a jig. Oh, you coming to the cookout. What is this?
He's out of line, but he's right.
Do you think Jews do that? Do you think if your little black butt puts on a yarmulke, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, bro, you definitely coming to the synagogue, bro. Shabbat shalom. Is that what you think is gonna happen? Do you think the Latinos, okay, you put on a sombrero, they go, oh yeah, bro, you definitely coming to quinceañera. No, this is this mindset I'm talking about, where it's like, it's a poison that has happened, where we have become so domesticated. We have become so open and welcoming, all right? And don't even get me started on the scripture and how the scripture has been bastardized, especially for us, because it's practically a slave Bible. We're the only group of people who do this stuff.